I want to go back to that, what you mentioned earlier. You would get concepts of scenes
Yes.
and then you have to figure something out about it. Like, can you name some examples?
I remember being asked about these lines about licking and being asked whether those lines, like what dialect those lines should be in. And I was just like,
first of all, was this on email or was this like a very important Zoom call where
this first started over email.
Okay.
This is like after we had already started working together.
Yeah. Do you remember who emailed you or who contacted you first?
Yeah, I believe it was Sev, or it might have been Wei as well.
Yes, Sev Ohanian, our founder and a producer on the film, and also Wei Wing Lao, Sev's assistant.
But I get this email about what dialect this line should be in, and it's something about being licked, right? And I was just like, whose line is this? I was like, what's happening for them?
And it's like a dry email. Can you please advise?
And they're like, what dialect should this be in? And I'm like,
and you responded with?
I responded with that era. Most of the immigrants came from either Canton or Taishan, but the early immigrants really did come from Taishan. And a lot of them could speak Cantonese, but I was like, if you want to be super accurate, Taishan, but how many people will understand it? Not that many. You know, you could go with Cantonese and easily get away with it, and maybe a smaller, not very big community, or like a slightly larger, not very big community would understand.
Yeah.
But I love that they went all the way and chose Taishan.
I think I know what this scene is. Taishan and Cantonese, those are the two communities that were
the earliest
era.
Immigrants. Most of them are from Taishan or Canton.
Canton.
Or Guangdong now.
Okay. Where's Taishan? What part of China?
It's basically, it's a similar part of China. It's like in southern China. It's within the Canton region, but they speak their own dialect.
Gotcha.
And I think of it, it's a very old school dialect. So when you hear it, it sounds like
formal, and
it's not even formal. It's so informal. It sounds very much like a village dialect, right? Almost like a pidgin dialect. So to hear that on screen is also just so wild and so crazy. And I was like, you guys really went in for it, right? Like,
love the dedication.
Exactly.
Any other scenes, whether it's dialogue or details or even character stuff with the actors?
Yeah, the first time I saw it, I was really impressed by Lee Jun-lee's work and her acting. Like, I was surprised that she played such a prominent role. Not that, you know, I didn't have faith in her, but more like, I think I've been so accustomed to Asian characters in movies being a side character.
Yeah.
Or a just like kind of superfluous or accessory character. Maybe accessory is really the right word. I'm so used to Asian people and Asian characters in movies being accessories to the plot that I didn't imagine that she would really be part of the plot, right? And so I was very impressed to see that. I thought her acting was incredible. And I think, of course, it like opened up so many conversations, all the think pieces, which, you know, that's the beauty of movies, right? You allow people to have space to really think about what all of these things mean. But I just love that she played such a critical role in the story itself.
Yeah, I mean, very pivotal. I mean, spoiler alert, both of them, Bo and Grace, are they're part of the community. They sort of help in this grand adventure to build the juke and kind of like open up for the night. And then obviously when things go awry, certain things happen. I mean, most people have seen this by now, so we can talk about it.
If you haven't seen it by now, you need to
pause
leave
right here, watch the film, and come back. And can we talk about that? Because I feel like you've talked about it online maybe, and you're mentioning think pieces. Can you talk about what was Grace's role and what are sort of the discussions around that? Yeah,
I mean, certainly there's like Ryan's version of this, right? And my interpretation. And then there's like the internet's interpretation, which, you know, you can't stop the internet from interpreting as they please.
Yeah.
I think that, well, I'll start with what people online, like at least like the hot button topic seems to be.
Yeah.
The hot button topic seems to be that Grace was the person who, as a character, invited in the vampires, which essentially means that she betrayed the community that had invited her to be a part of this party and this celebration, right? And so not only was she betraying them, she also happened to be, someone who was not Black betraying this community. But how I really see this film, especially, having translated that line about being licked and then seeing it all come together, the fact that the vampire, Remmick, that she was the only person that he spoke to in a foreign language. And I think when you're an immigrant in America arriving here and English not being your first language, it made sense to me how that could trigger this like guttural animalistic reaction to wanting to like set the place ablaze and like do whatever you can to save yourself and your family. Because when you're an immigrant in America and you don't speak English, right, and someone speaks to you in your native language, it evokes this emotion in you that is so hard to describe, right? It's not just like code switching, you're like unlocking a totally different side of the brain. And I think this is why I think the film was also so brilliant in that moment where you have this Irish vampire who's able to like embody the soul of her husband to the degree where he could tap into this really deep language to really mess with her and her emotions. I was like, that is some really dark spiritual stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
And also threaten, essentially to harm your daughter.
Yes, exactly. Like threatening their daughter, speaking their native language. I mean, I can't even imagine if someone walked up to like my parents when we were children and like threatened their family and their children, but in their own native language.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild.